What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another FC26 video where today we're going to run through a whole bunch of leaked information that we got today. The game is going to be accessible tomorrow for a select few streamers and content creators from 6 PM. I am not one of those people, but we will certainly be watching those people play the game because I'm very, very excited for it. But I think based on the fact that the game is basically out now, it's basically ready and finished, we have seen a lot of people leaking lots of information. And there's also been some people like streaming the game. Those streams get shut down pretty quickly. But from what I saw from the gameplay on streams, the game looks incredible. But we're going to go through today a question that I asked on X. And that question was, as you will see here, I asked, what's the best/worst leak that you saw today for FC26? And I got a lot of responses. And of those responses, guys, a lot of it was around the fact that the season pass is still going to be 500,000 coins. And I will go through that, why that's kind of like really important in the moment. But we got the best striker in the championship is getting a cracked card, according to Lewis. We've got some Squad Foundations official stats cards coming in. We will cover those throughout today's video. And as you can see from our good friend of the channel here, Fuji720X, he says, EA have reduced the amount of coins you acquire through all modes, but the season pass is 500,000 coins or 1,000 FC points. The game might be good, I really hope, me too, but EA will use this slow power curve to bend their profit power curve over the moon. So there's a lot to discuss about that in general. And the thing that I think about the most is we asked for a slower power curve. EA are going to, with that, reduce the amount and the quality of packs in store. Thus, their FC points revenue is going to go down. They're going to find new ways to monetize, and one of those is going to be the season pass. I think with the massive reduction in coins from rewards, and we're going to get to that today, guys. Honestly, you do not want to miss it because it is huge. But with the massive reduction in coins for FC26 from the top ranks, let alone the ranks below, it's going to be really hard to obtain 500,000 coins for a season pass. Or at least it seems like it will be. As you know from me, I will create content that helps you get the most out of the game from doing the things that cost nothing, whether that's bronze and silver pack method, grinding squad battles, whatever kind of way we can use the market to our advantage, draft or consumables. We're going to try our very best to give you ways to make 500,000 coins without spending money on the game. But the whole point for EA is, hey, listen, 500,000 coins, just 1,000 FC points. It's like, what? I actually don't even know what 1,000 FC points is. Like, what, 10 quid or something? Would you pay £10 for 500,000 coins? You probably would. Would you pay £10 for the content that you get from the season pass? You probably would. Do I mind it? I personally don't. I personally think, let's get to what I want to look at here. I personally think it's way better in my opinion to suggest to someone, hey, spend £10 on FC points to unlock the season pass that will give you so many good things, including the level 40 86 Tomori, who, let's be real, that card, even after 4 or 5 weeks in the game, would be hundreds of thousands of coins. That's with no other content whatsoever. I morally feel way better saying to someone, if you haven't got the coins, spending £10 on this pass, if there's things in there that you like, isn't the end of the world, opposed to, oh, hey guys, look, there's this new store pack where you can spend £10 on it and get like 1583 rated or higher players that you haven't got, you know, one guaranteed AA plus. That's nonsense. We need to move away from that as quick as possible. It's the same as, like, not the same as, but it's akin to like the Fortnite store, where I think people buy those skins because they're good, because they like them, because they like the way they look, they want to use them, they want to play with them in game. I look at the premium pass like that. Do I want to spend my 500,000 coins worth of currency? No. Am I happy to spend 1,000 FC points? Like, possibly. And this is where I think genuinely, and I spoke about this earlier when the kind of benefits to the pre-order came out, and the vocal community, the community on X, just gave grief to anybody that suggested that they would ever dare pre-order the game or the Ultimate Edition. And you can still get the Ultimate Edition now and get those FC points. And if you're thinking about the Season Pass and how hard it's going to be to obtain it, it might be worth buying the Ultimate Edition even now, the day before, a couple of days before the game comes out. Because people were genuinely giving grief to people that were saying, oh yeah, I'm going to buy the Ultimate Edition. And now actually, when we look at it, the Ultimate Edition is going to be insane value because first and foremost, you get Season 1 Premium Pass free. But you also get 6,000 FC points over the course of 2 months. If coins are harder to come by and the Season Passes are really good and worthwhile, that's going to be 7 Season Passes I get for pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition out of 10 possible seasons. I am totally down for that. I'm all about that. I feel like I'm taking advantage of EA for a change. They're going to obviously expect people to waste their FC points and, buy some store packs or play some drafts or buy an evolution or something. Not me. I'm going to save them for the Season Pass because I think it's brilliant. Anyway, there was a few more kind of like comments in general mostly about the Season Pass, but the things that we've got a lot of content on today is really wild. So right here from Foot Sheriff, Rivals Rewards Elite Division have been massively nerfed. So what you get now is a 75x10 untradeable, right? An 81 plus Team of the Week player pack, untradeable, 25,000 coins, 1 mega pack tradable, 2 1 of 3 85 plus rare gold players packs tradable, and 2 1 of 3 83 plus rare gold player packs tradable. That is a significant reduction compared to last year. And I've got a few things to say on it. The first thing I've got to say is the people that are saying, oh my God, this is awful. We hate this. No one's playing this. I sit here and think this is exactly what we've asked for. We need EA to slow the power curve down. How do you expect them to slow the power curve down while still giving out bundles and bundles of rewards, right? It just doesn't make sense, right? And you can see there's a few comments here from Foot Sheriff's post from Foot Sasha, game's gone sideways. Ben says just makes people spend more money on the game. But FC26 coin or trading methods there's unpopular opinion, but this is very good for the game. I agree with that sentiment. And then Frey says, if it's the elite, then imagine the lower divisions. Great job, EA. No one is going to play poopy Rivals. And that's got a lot of likes. But the other two things I have to say is, first of all, you will still play Rivals. And the reason why is because A, you only need 30 points now instead of 35 points, which isn't like a humongous reduction, but it's certainly not nothing. And B, because of bounties and duels, you will earn more just by playing the game. And I think it's a massive caveat that people have just completely refused to acknowledge is the fact that you will play some games on the way to your rewards and earn packs and points and streaks and jump divisions and jump checkpoints, and it will feel rewarding in that regard. So that's my first point. That's my first point personally. You are entitled to your opinion. Let me know down below what you think. My second point, and the third point that I wanted to talk about with these Rivals rewards overall, is when it's hard to come by packs and coins, and especially, I got an eyelash there, especially tradable packs, I don't think people realize how valuable a mega pack becomes. I don't think people realize how valuable 2 85 plus and 83 plus tradable player picks become, because cards are no longer going to be on the floor immediately. And again, that was something we all had a problem with last year. Other than the select few, Mbappe, maybe Vinny J, Teo Hernandez, and a few other like really explicit gold cards. Virgil van Dijk was one of them. Heung-min Son and Griezmann, maybe a little bit because of finesse shot, plus Valverde as well until the power shot got nerfed. Outside of about 10, 12, maybe 15 gold cards, everything else was worthless. Now that's not going to be the case. Gold cards are going to maintain value, hold value, and be in your squad for way, way, way longer giving value to your rewards. 25,000 coins is now going to be an improvement because you're not going to get Elite Division Rivals rewards now and go, oh, nice, there's like 6 changes to upgrade my squad. You're going to be like, oh, God, I've got enough to like upgrade one player a little bit. And that's going to be your upgrade. And I personally think, and time will tell, and you can bookmark this, you can timestamp this, you can come back to this and call me out if I'm wrong. I personally think this is great for the game. The next thing that we've got to talk about today, we've got the level 40 premium pass there, guys. As you can see, it's Tomori 86 on the premium. And again, when we talk about 500,000 coins and when we talk about EA nerfing the power curve, I think this Tomori is going to be a joke of a card. Very good pace for a centre-back in FC26. Very good defending, good physical, good dribbling. Only 86 rated. It'll be a while before you can Evo him, but once he becomes Evoable, he's going to be very good. Alternatively, you could take an 84x3. I personally wouldn't. And then the free pass, you could either take an 85x2, probably untradeable. I wouldn't. Or an 86 Rogers that actually looks very, very good for a free pass player. For an 86 rated, he's got 87 dribbling, 85 passing, 81 pace and shooting with 84 physical. It's a real cool card. It's a real cool card. And it's going to be able to be utilized, I think, in people's squads. And I think the fact that those other 2 players are at level 40, which is going to take people 3-4 weeks to obtain, and that's the player that you get, I think speaks volumes about how the power curve has been turned down. And I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a really good thing. Now, Donk tweeted. He said, slower power curve taken seriously. The store packs are reduced. And this is why I also think that EA are probably not interested in changing the coin value or FC point value of the season pass. But why I also think we won't see a change in coin value and FC point value for evolutions, because these now are going to be the 2 new ways that they try to monetize off of this game. And as I said before, I prefer it way more than people going into the store, spending tens or hundreds of pounds, some of you guys even thousands of pounds on these packs that are worthless within days, weeks, or months. And maybe even at the moment that you open it, it is also potentially worthless. I think it's way more valuable spending that money instead on a season pass where you're guaranteeing yourself content, on an Evo where you're guaranteeing yourself an upgrade. Like, I think that's better overall. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying the method is ideal, but it's certainly better than the store packs and whatnot. So to see store packs reduced, delightful. Rivals rewards are getting reduced. Champs rewards, and we're going to cover this in a moment because Sheriff has got some unbelievable feedback from the Champs rewards, reduced. Objective packs reduced. We're going to cover that today as well. Evolutions nerfed. No August Player of the Month SBC that we talked about a couple of days ago in a video, and promo cards less boosted. Gold teams will last much longer, and it is so good that they will. I remember back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I'm saying like FIFA 19, FIFA 18. I mean, that is actually about 7 years ago, which is a crazy. I'm old, old, balding, and overweight now. Like, I'm not the young whippersnapper that I used to be back in FIFA 19 and FIFA 20. Times have changed. I've got 3 demanding children now, and life's moved on a little bit. But I remember those days where you would literally be going into Team of the Year with mostly gold cards, desperately hoping to pack a Team of the Year because you knew that they would be in your team probably for the rest of the whole game cycle. That's how serious it was. This year, it was nowhere near close to that. So I'm really happy that promo cards are getting less boosted. I'm really happy that gold cards are going to be way more usable for way longer, because again, it will allow you to kind of settle in with a team instead of like, oh no, new promo, I've got 7 new cards, 5 new Evos, 4 new SBCs, and 3 new objective players. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Now all of a sudden you're going to be sitting there going, yeah, do you know what? I've just got all of my rewards. I can finally upgrade, I don't know, my I don't even know. I don't know. I can finally upgrade my Zubamendi to a Declan Rice, right? Because obviously Arsenal players are going to be the best. Now, squad battles rank 1 to 200. So top 200, which hopefully is not absolutely abused by cheaters this year. I hope they separate the PC and console leaderboards, because since they've introduced them, it is literally impossible to get 200 as a fair-to-play console player. You know, I've got some trophies up behind me on one of those shelves there for being the cross-console top 100 squad battles world champion. I even finished first in the world on a couple of occasions, second through 10th a few times. Myself and A9 Skills used to get the top 10 and top 20 constantly, and it was really cool. Since EA kind of merged the markets, not only did it become impossible to get top 200 without cheating, but also they removed the leaderboards because they just knew they were full of cheaters. So the fact we're getting rank 1 to 200 rewards is interesting. I hope they separate those. You're going to get an 85 plus rare gold player untradeable, 2 rare consumables packs untradeable, which might not be as bad as they sound, because if you get coin unlocks or draft tokens in those, they have big value. 15,000 coins, which is only 10,000 more than Elite Division rivals, it must be said. A 15 by 75 rare gold players pack tradable, which is better than Elite rivals, and then an 84 by 3 untradeable players packs. Although Elite rivals is online and requires a high skill set, I actually think these rewards are really, really akin to what you get in Elite Rivals. And I don't know how I feel about that personally. As you can see down the rest of the line here, guys, we've got Elite 2 is 2 rare consumables packs, a 12 by 75, 384, 10k coins. Going down to Gold 1, which is kind of the area where it's like reasonably easy to get to. You know, you've got a 12 by 75, a rare consumables pack, 6.5k coins, an 84 plus and an 83 plus. And if you want to screenshot or pause the video to have a look at the other results further down, it does get to a point where it doesn't become worth it if you're playing in bronze, unless you're just kind of like playing for other reasons and you happen to get those bronze rewards or silver rewards as well. That's not too bad. But yeah, the squad battles rewards are there, guys. Next up, we have got, obviously, the silver icons are coming. We already knew about this, but there was a little bit more information. Let me find that first. Here we go. There was a little bit more information. AC Foot Trader says, heroes are also getting silver world tour versions later on. David Ginola 74, Quaresma 72. I know I'm in a minority on this one, right? I mean, hey, listen, almost everything I talk about is me being in a minority, because I'm either too hardcore to have spent too much money, or just don't understand what the casual player like kind of wants, or I kind of like look at things from my own personal perspective of how I like to play the game. But 2 or 3 years ago, when EA introduced that week of silver stars, the game died. My views died on YouTube, and they didn't recover. People left the game because of that silver-themed promo. I'm telling you, man, I was going like, obviously the 6 p.m. content views have kind of dropped anyway a lot, thanks to the game not being great, thanks to leakers kind of leaking the content days in advance, sometimes weeks in advance. But I was getting, if I remember correctly, like 50 or 60,000 views a video. That silver week came out. I went down to like 20,000 views a video. It just didn't pick up again after. People did not care about that week. I loved it. It was one of my favorite times of the game. And it was really disappointing to me that other people just didn't like it, because I thought it was brilliant. When we look at this here as well, I love this. Now, we've seen, I don't have it to hand here. And so I found it to hand right here. Shout out to Marco9479. His was the first YouTube short that came up with it. As you can see for Yashin here, we've got keep 10 clean sheets in squad battles matches on minimum professional difficulty, by the way, not semi-pro anymore. All Rivals Champs live events, whilst having a minimum of 3 silver players in your starting 11. 10 clean sheets. The second objective to get Yashin, play 40 matches in squad battles on professional difficulty, all Rivals Champs live events, whilst having 3 silver players in your starting 11. It's quite extensive. And I don't know if Marco here has got some of the other players. Here we go. So Bobby Moore, win 50 matches in squad battles on minimum professional difficulty, Rivals Champs live event with a full English starting 11. And then the second objective, play 100 matches with a full English starting 11 for a silver 74 rated centre-back, right? It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Do we have the further ones on? There we go. So for Garincha, play 25 matches with 6 Brazilian players and score 15 in 15 separate games using a Brazilian player. That's a lot easier, but he is only 70 rated, to be fair. And then the last one is Eusebio. Score a goal in 100 separate squad battles matches with a Portuguese player and play 100 games with 6 Portuguese players. So to get even just Eusebio and more, you need to play 200 games. 200. That's a lot of games with a specific squad. The reason why I like it a lot is because it has long-term value. It was spoken about on the Foot Weekly podcast from Air Japes, good friend of mine, and obviously, you know, a absolute legend in the community. And Air Japes was speaking on the fact that, you know, these guys are omitted from evolutions in season 1 because you will have entry in the early stages of the game. We'll go through this a bit more detail in a moment. And if you win that tournament, you get entered into a special tournament for a special reward. But also at the end of the season, there will be another special tournament where using these players is needed. And so there is added value of actually having them. And I can't tell you, even though the power curve's been nerfed a lot, I can't tell you how refreshing it will be to play with and against players with this caliber of player, opposed to going into the same champs, overpowered team, overpowered tactics, overpowered formation. Boring. I love this. I personally love this. I genuinely may well be in a minority here, but I absolutely love it. Now, before we get into more, FC26 News has posted the fact that an official Foundations pick is coming in FC26, and it's free when you open Ultimate Team. So who are you taking? There is an 84 Coop Miners, an 84 Garcia, an 84 Ruggeri, an 84 Endo, and an 84 Stanisic, a CDM, a cam, a left back, and a left mid. Note, no strikers. From the players that I see there, I think Garcia I don't like. His defending's too low for a fullback. Coop Miners, for an 84 rated card, has got really poor stats overall. He's reasonably well-rounded, but I don't really like it. Stanisic looks quite good, actually. For an 84 rated with very good defending and physical for that rating, very good pace, passing, and dribbling for that rating. I like him a lot. Endo looks decent. The physical's a bit low. The stats are reasonably well-rounded for a DM. Similar to Coop Miners, I suppose, though, maybe a bit on the low side. The guy that I like the look of the most, guys, is that Ruggeri. As a left mid, he's got 86 pace, 81 passing, dribbling, and physical, with 79 defending. If he has left back as well, he could be a very, very good card. So me, my primary two there is Ruggeri and Stanisic. Let me know what yours are down below. I like this from EA, by the way. I am petty and salty that there's not an Arsenal player in there, but such is life. I did think for a moment that it was a champions pick. You know, like we've got Liverpool champions of Premier League, Bayern champions of the Bundesliga. But then obviously you've got Juventus, Marseille, and Atletico Madrid, who are not champions of their respective leagues. So that kind of went out the window and made me salty that there wasn't an Arsenal player there. These are the Squad Foundation players, however, official players. So the white ones are that pick that you get. The Ruggeri, Stanisic, Garcia, Coop Miners, and Endo. The pink ones are objective players. So there's a Bruninha, 83 right back, a Bo, I'm going to read that, a Bo Kearns, a Bozdogan. And although that says objective, it was actually recently released that he's going to be the first SBC in the game this year. There is a Surridge from Nashville and a Fry from Middlesbrough. And then there's also 6 more players coming from the season pass. Connor Cody, Manchester United woman, a Chelsea woman, Neve Charles. She had a great SBC last year. Josh Sargent and Dembele and Agumang there. Agumang's not an current Arsenal player, but she obviously is an Arsenal player. But we are getting, 25 objective players, in spite of the fact you won't be able to get all of them because you can only get, I guess, not 25, that's 15. You can only get 11. But as always, for me personally, the Foundations cards are a massive part of the way I play the game at the start. I really, really enjoy them. I personally tend to find that quite a few of them are really, really strong, like really overpowered. And I expect the same again this year. The new advanced SBC, the Golden Generation England 66, a mega pack as the reward. No more hybrid leagues, hybrid nations, and hybrid leagues. This was talked about already in the kind of early release notes. All of this stuff is going to be removed because it wasn't like when it first got introduced into the game many years ago, like FIFA 16, when SBCs first came, it served a purpose and now it didn't. It was used for people to farm, people that were new to the franchise didn't even go into that area because it just wasn't, it was overwhelming. It wasn't part of the way that they played the game. For people that were experienced on the game, it was just a get rich quick kind of scheme, knew exactly how to manipulate it to get the most packs the quickest. And so it's been removed for the Golden Generation England 66 SBC, which will give us a mega pack as a reward. We have got, and this is a big one, and I think this is a big one again for a good reason, but we have got no more goals, milestones on FC26. 300 assists still gives you a 50k pack. 500 assists still gives you a pitch trophy. No one cares. 250 goals and 500 goals, no more objectives. And they nerfed it a little bit anyway in FC25. We lost the kind of end pack that gave the ultimate pack. We only had the 100k packs. Some of the packs had already been like kind of reduced in quality anyway. 50k packs became 15k packs or 25k packs and things like that. But the fact that they've removed those 100k packs and ultimate packs, I would dare again say, I really like that. It was way too easy, and I mean way too easy, to turn the game on, abuse squad battles for like 2 or 3 hours, and have 1 million coins worth of packs. With the SBCs and things as well that they've nerfed, you would have 1 million coins worth of packs. I have a video about this time last year, literally called How to Get Over 1 million coins worth of packs. No time at all, and it's got nearly 1 million views on the video because it was just way too easy. We shouldn't have that much access to that many packs in the early days. We've been crying out for the game, the grind at the start to be a grind at the start. Let's enjoy using those kind of like low-rated golds where we're just struggling to kind of make ends meet until things really start ramping up. I'm about this life. I really like it, and I hope it's positive for the game as a whole. Now, this is what I was talking about with the early access tournament, guys. But Sheriff says, early access elimination tournament coming to FC26. You win Dolan and get qualified for the early access finale tournament. Small packs as a reward by playing and winning. And if I remember correctly, I saw a leak somewhere, or maybe it was talked about anyway, where the early access tournament, you'll get like 4 attempts per day. Once you've won it, you're entered into like the early access tournament. And then the early access finale gives you packs such as a Team of the Week 2 player pack and an 85 plus pack. Pretty cool, nothing major, but again, something to play for, a way to upgrade your account. And now that we're seeing these like monster nerfs in the game, everything's going to be worth something now, man. So a Team of the Week, even if you get like a low tier player, going to be valuable. It's going to be valuable. Carrying on with the Foot Sheriff, the World Tour Silver Superstars League Tournament. This is the cup that you are going to have to earn these official World Tour cards to play in. It starts in 30 days. So we've got 30 days to play those 200 games to get the to get the Moore and the Eusebio. Garincha was a lot easier to pick up. I don't remember seeing Charlton's objectives and Yashin's was not too bad. You get 20 attempts. Minimum 1 World Tour Silver Superstar player has to be in your squad. So it looks like Garincha might be the guy for most people because he's the easiest to get. A 100k pack group reward, England Cornerstones /RR/base hero pack for playing 20 games. So all of a sudden, this is what I was excited to get to and why I love this so much. All of a sudden, that 100 games for Moore or 100 games for Eusebio, where I know you guys were sitting there going, that's outrageous. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that. That's crazy. I'll never do that. Screw this game. Screw EA. I'm going to play PES, right? Am I right? Or eFootball or whatever. What it's called? I don't know. UFL. Right? You're probably sitting there saying that. You're probably sitting there saying, hey, Nep, I'm going to join you on So Rare. That looks like a bundle of fun. Instead, you're now looking at this going, oh, damn, if I just get one of those, and obviously it's going to be a silver tournament, just playing 20 gives me a base hero an England Cornerstones, and an RR. I don't know what an RR is, but you get 3 promo cards for playing the extra 20 games. Now, all of a sudden, I'm personally sitting there thinking, I want all 5 of these in my squad, no matter what, to give me the best advantage of winning those 20 games. You also get an 87 plus Premier League / BWSL player for 15 wins and more rewards as well. This is spectacular in my personal opinion. I cannot wait to sit there just playing with an England 11, and I'm thinking, you know, Madueke, Eze, Rice, Saka, Ben White, Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Like, there's 7 English Arsenal men that I can put into my England team to go and get that more. And then I could just put the like Lotte Vuben-Moy, Leah Williamson from the Arsenal women, Chloe Kelly, for example, and just go and fill up the rest of the team with the Arsenal women. And I will complete this objective playing with my favourite club. I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I love that. I love that. I'm a big fan of it, guys. I'm really excited for it. We've then got, as I say, the first player SBC on FC26, an intro to player SBCs, squad foundations, Boz Godin, intercept, ping pass, and first touch as base play styles. He's got centre mid holding ++, and can play as a CDM. Listen, he looks all right, man. You know, reasonably well-rounded stats with decent passing and dribbling. The right chem style could be key. Of course, EA have changed chem styles massively. I'll do a deep dive into how the chem styles have changed once the game is officially out, and we can kind of like have a better look at it. And then last but not least, guys, the FC26 hype is real from Foot Police leaks. Be honest, do you like these changes? And I ended with this slide because I'm asking you the same questions. Much better gameplay. And although watching somebody else play the game in pre-release or whatever doesn't speak volumes, but the gameplay that I've seen looks very good. It does. So if much better gameplay is here, we're all happy. Fewer store packs. Rivals and champs rewards reduced. Objective packs reduced. Promo players are less boosted. With these changes, gold players will last longer. Do you like the changes? How do you think it's going to impact the way you play the game throughout the course of the year? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Guys, for today, that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, guys, peace.